Turn up and the tubes are flowing. Cables on the floor, mic standing tall. Jonesy in the studio, ready to scorch the wall. Beat hits hard like a hammer on steel. This is the place where the real one feel. Fire in the speakers, cracking loud and clean. Jonesy's in the booth with a rock and roll machine. Turn that dial, let the whole room shake. We make the thunder that the world can't play. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Crank it up, radio Jonesy. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Studio thunder rolling mean, Rio Joe. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Let the sound hit hard, let the walls all tremble. Radio Jonesy, rocking loud and unassembled. Kick drum thumping like a runaway train. Guitar strings burning with electric flame. Jonesy's got the mix hot, ready to explode. Riff after riff, like a high voltage load. Every knob turns and sparks in the air. This drum's alive, there's music everywhere. Fire in the speakers, cracking down and clean. Jonesy's in the booth with a rock and roll machine. Turn that dial, let the whole room shake. We make the thunder that the world can't fake. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Crank it up, radio Jonesy. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Studio thunder rolling well, radio Jonesy. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Let the riff hit hard, let the beat take over. Radio Jonesy, rocking like a supernova. Hot tubes blowing, big drums blowing. Jonesy's got the whole damn board overflowing. Takes it, hit it, crank till it's insane. The studio's a beast and it can't be tamed. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Turn it up, radio Jonesy. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Studio finally shaking every wire free. J-O-N-E-S-Y. Let the walls crack loud, let the roof disappear. J-O-N-E-S-Y. The loudest name you'll ever hear.
Welcome back. This is Radio Jonesy, and yes, that's my hand. There we go. I just thought I'd bring that little poster into play today. Good to see everyone out there, and let me just change this. And welcome back, everybody. This is Radio Jonesy, and we are live. How's the audio out there? Hope you can all hear me loud and clear. Shawnee Groves, welcome in. And good to see you. Good to see you as well. And yes, well, it was very weird and very wonderful. But yes, I was in court. Serena, good to see you. And the legend himself, Gandalf Smith, good to see you, mate. Yes, court. I was in court. I got summoned to court. We'll get onto that shortly. And yes, it was very interesting. Very interesting. Yes, that's right. Okay, yeah, just doing a few little crossing the dots. And how is everyone out there? I'll tell you what, we've got a bit of a cold snap today. It's cooled down. We had beautiful, beautiful weather the last couple of weeks. Today is just a little bit cooler. It is a public holiday here, actually, in the north of Tasmania, not in the south of Tasmania. So you work that out. When a state has a public holiday, only half of the state gets it because we're in the north and we have a thing called 8-hour day. And it is the celebration of the 8-hour working week. And yes, it is a public holiday here in the north of Tasmania. We looking at welcome in. Here we go. We have the wonderful Ace. Good to see you, Ace, and welcome in. All right, we got. How's the time changes going? So apparently, in America, you had to spring forward. So what? This would be coming up to 3 p.m., which would normally be what's that? 2 p.m. Say 9 o'clock. 3 p.m. would be 10 o'clock. So you sprung forward, so it'd be coming up to 11. Is that right? Is that right? Oh, I've seen Ryan today. Awesome. I haven't seen Ryan for such a long time. I haven't seen Big Matt for such a long time. But I have been busy. Yeah, it was an interesting couple of days. Midnight here in a minute. Okay. So 3 p.m. here is midnight now. Well. So you're Central Time, aren't you, Gandalf? Or is that incorrect? Yeah, it's the man himself, Peltbeep 29. Good to see you, Gary. Good to see you. Yeah, Sunday night over there. It is Monday afternoon here. Cloudy, overcast, miserable sort of a day. Typical winter's Tasmania day, but it's not winter yet. Okay, Gandalf's 1 hour ahead. Okay, I gotcha. So it's 11 o'clock Central, coming up to that and coming up to midnight Eastern. All right. Yeah. Back into the real time zone. So you just sprung forward. So what would you prefer if you were locked in to a time zone? Would you like to be the summertime or the winter time zones? Which one would you prefer? I prefer to stay in the winter time zone. We're still in our daylight time here. So it is 3 p.m. now. At Easter, which is only a few weeks away, we will be changing. That's when we change back. We fall back. So now would be 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So all the times are going a bit crazy. Summertime, yep, summertime hours all the time. Okay. I'd love summertime weather all the time. We've had a great summer this year. And definitely, here we go. Serena's gone summertime. Oh, wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. Should have pressed that button. Oh, there we go. That's just looking outside at the moment. A bit overcast, a bit sort of gloomy, but what have we got? 2 ships in port. We had 2 cruise ships on Saturday. That was pretty cool. That flooded the town with thousands of people. Here in Mississippi, winter, I can't imagine our summer all the time. No, you don't want to be hot and humid and sticky all the time. Let me just check this out. Go to the camera. Go to that. Okie dokie. There we go. Just see the breeze. There's a bit of a breeze. March 29. March 29th is Easter. Yeah, ours is. I think Easter Saturday is the 4th. The 4th of April. I think it's early April. Easter Saturday. Well, I could be wrong. Of course, Gary loves the 29th. Yes, Easter is April the 5th. Yeah, I thought Easter was the 4th and 5th of April is the weekend. I haven't got the calendar in front of me. Or have I? My birthday. Oh, wow. Geez, right at the end of the year. That would have made school and stuff interesting for you. Serena, it would have been like you're almost 12 months behind the current crop of kids, I'm assuming, or sporting teams and all that. I've got a younger daughter in a similar situation. March 29th is Passover. Good on you, Gandalf. Thanks for the information. With the world all going crazy too, eh? With all that stuff in the Middle East and that's just another thing. It just seems to always be something going on in the world. Oh, you're nice, nice and young. I'd say 52. I wish I was 52. Oh, can't get that camera right. We'll just leave it there. All right, and we'll flick back. We'll flick back now and again if I see something out the window. But you can see that there's a cruise ship, a container ship there with cranes getting loaded up, and another cargo ship with the red, his red smokestack, chimney stack, whatever you want to call it, blue hole. He's over on the left-hand side of the screen there. I don't think there's anything else coming in today. Look at Gandalf's turning a lucky 69 soon. Gandalf, you old young man. A 7th civil servant died in the Middle East. Yeah, it's just sad. War, just, I don't know what it is. Why can't people just relax, smell the roses, enjoy life instead of wanting to build an armaments of bombs and wartime and and it's the people that suffer, isn't it really? It's the normal mums and dads. Doesn't matter if you're in Iran or in America, it's the normal mums and dads who are the ones who end up suffering. But yes, I had to spend a bit of time in court over a week. It was very interesting. I was summoned to court I can't really talk about the case itself, but I was a juror there's a story in that in itself. I was a juror in a court case that was in the High Court here, and yeah, there's 2 more cases to go in my time frame, and I'm still in the pool of 42 jurors. So you've got to be unlucky to be picked two times or three times out of 42, because they pick 16 jurors. They pick 12 jurors and 4 reserves. The 4 reserves are the ones who have to sit in the court, listen to all the evidence and what goes on there. Just in case one of the 12 pulls out during the case, you've got someone ready to go to sit straight in that's heard all the evidence. So I was one of those. They called him I was called a sub. So not a submariner. I was called a sub in a jury's local court case. It was very okay. Well, I did hear something about that. But hey, if he wants to put a target on him, good luck to him. Someone like that should come in and say, "Listen, we want peace in the world. We don't want this chaos." Yeah, just I don't know. Like, how are you going in the States with the fuel stuff? Like, fuel prices are starting to go up here, and they're saying fuel reserves, because we've only got 2 oil refineries left in the country. We've farmed all this out. We've sent it all overseas to other people to. We send the product out and it gets refined and we buy it back. Like, we are crazy. We've shut down all of our like productions, all of our aluminium smelters. All these things are being closed down because electricity is too expensive at the moment. So we're doing a crazy thing here by pricing ourselves out of the market for this crazy thing about saving the world from carbon from being in the air. And I think Australia produces 1% of the world's carbon. So I'm sure if we cut back half of that 1%, I'm sure it's not going to make a dent in whatever every other country like India and China are pumping out their coal-fired power stations, which is why we should not be shutting ours down, which we are. Hey, there was a wind farm and solar farm out in outback New South Wales, and it got smashed by a storm. Like, all the solar panels got hit by hail, and it was absolutely demolished. And the company that was running it went into liquidation. Now, who would have thought a company doing like solar farming, putting solar power into the grid would go bad? But yes, this company went bad, and it went to they got bought out by another company, and that second company then got fried. And the farmer who didn't want see what they do here in Australia, but they probably do it elsewhere overseas, for the good of the nation, they put the grid, the solar panels, the wind farms on farmers' property. They don't buy the land; it gets taken, or you have to give your land up to put these things on them, and they get acquired. And it's still your land, but there's just all this infrastructure sitting on it. Well, now all these solar panels are all busted and smashed and wrecked, and it's all gone to crap. The farmer now has to, and the 2 companies that took over the solar farm are now gone. Have been wound up. There's nobody left but the farmer to clean this mess up, and it's going to cost him thousands and thousands of dollars of somebody's rubbish that he didn't want on his property in the first place. And that's coming up to election time here very soon, and there is an extra party that's like a third wheel. Like, you know how we've got Labor and Liberal, and then we've got Greens, three different parties, and then you've got independents, bit bit like your two parties system over there with the lefties and the righties, or whatever you want to call them. But over here, there is a upsurge in national pride. There's been a party going here forever called One Nation, and it's about everybody supporting everybody for one cause, and that is to make Australia like the best it can be, make it fit, make it strong, make it healthy, make it, like make it drill, baby, drill, all those wonderful statements that you've heard over your ways in America. Those famous wind farms cost so much to make, they used to be supposed to save no net worth. And they wouldn't be built, the solar and wind farms, if it wasn't for subsidies from the government. So they wouldn't be built. Yes, One Nation. What a very nationalistic party. But everyone called them racist. Oh, One Nation, you're all a bunch of racists, and the old typical the playbook. They open up the playbook. They don't the normal media and the normal politicians will just say, "Oh no, you got to have liberal, like blue and red. You have to have blue or red. You can't have an extra party." There's a green party as well, but now they've got 29% of the percentage of people wanting to vote for them. 29%. They were only about 8% about 3 years ago, and now with all these garbage that's going on in Australia, it's the same all around the world, but here it's very prevalent. They're just going crazy here. But anyway, I'm sort of, that word has lost any real meaning. I'll tell you what, you follow, it's from this lady called Pauline Hanson. Right, she got elected to, she ran as an independent, and she got elected to the Senate in Australia. And the locals didn't, g'day, Troy, good to see you, mate, and thank you for popping in. Yeah, she got put back into, they said that she was, when you run for politics here and you get so much percent of the vote, each vote you get, you actually get $1 from the government for your party, so you can invest into your party. So if you get like a lot of people voting for you, you get money, and then you can build. The money is for like advertising. Is money is for stuff like mail, like posters, all that sort of stuff. But anyway, apparently she didn't do some paperwork properly. There was one little document wasn't signed at the right time or something like that, and they put her in jail for receiving Australian funds because she got so many votes, and she took that off the duopoly of the main two, and they didn't like it. They called her everything under the sun, and they said, "Look, it's not us. We're not doing it. It's just the political process." She got locked up in jail, and then after a while, she got out, and she charged them with improper imprisonment and all that sort of stuff, and she got acquitted. It's mate, I don't know why I've gone down this rabbit hole either, to be honest with you. I was just saying I was in court. But long story cut short, Pauline Hanson, she's not called the Pauline Hanson One Nation Party anymore. It's just called the One Nation Party. And if you're from overseas, just keep an eye out for Australia and the One Nation Party. I'm sure they are going to upset the apple cart. I'll leave that where it is. I'm over politics. I'm over all that sort of stuff. Good on you, Troy. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I got summoned to court. Hello, Troy's in hospital. Did not know that. What happened to the herb when it acted out of class? It was placed in time out. That was a good way to. I wonder where Shawnee Groves has gone. But anyway. It's good to see. Well, man, I'm not sure what's wrong, Troy, but I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best, mate. And I'm glad to see you're at home. The Good Old Boy Network doesn't like Pauline, do they? No. They and what's happening now is that a lot of people from different parties that aren't happy with the two other ones. There's a couple of other parties like I won't go down the politics thing, but what's happening now is that a lot of the people are jumping on the One Nation bandwagon, and they're getting a lot of good people over into her party at the moment, which is yeah. The problem that you see here is that there's so many people funneling money into their buddies' pockets. Well, my father told me a very long time ago when I was a young man, I was in my teens, and he said to me, Steve-O, he said, when something goes wrong or something goes right, just look at it from the outside and think, how did they get the money for that? Follow the money trail. And then you'll see who's running the show, who's doing this and who's doing that. Yeah, man. I've seen a video the other day. I don't know why it came on my timeline. It was about one of your political lady talking to the journalist from the White House, and she said how senators and all that are investing. Is it the senators? But I won't say the person, but everyone probably knows who I'm talking about. An old lady. She went into politics earning, say, 100,000, 180,000 a year, and now is a multi-millionaire. And from investing in shares and portfolios that they had the inside running, like it's a bit rude, and when the average Joe is struggling to buy milk and bread, find a job to give them $10, $20 an hour if they're lucky, $30 an hour if you're living over here, if you're lucky. Anyway, so I was in the court. We'll get back to this court case. That's what I wanted to talk about. And there's 42 people turn up to be the court. First day of court. Well, first of all, your name gets pulled out of you get a letter to say you need to go to be on jury duty. It's hard to say 3 times. Jury duty. Duty. Oh man. Anyway, so they take you to the court. You go down there and you talk to the person who runs the juries, and they give you a rundown on how it all runs and how it all works, and they sort of give you a bit of an education on what's needed by you and what you don't need to do and what you do need to do, all that sort of stuff. And so we do a day of that. Then we do another day of talking about different cases and what they could be and what they could be and what they could not, but what it could be about, and yada yada yada. All things from violence to to domestics to real weird stuff that we had to do. And then the third day, you go in there, and it's the actual first day of court for these people, but you don't know it. You're just there, and they say, "Okay, everyone's got their piece of paper with their number, and your number or name will get called out. And if you get called out, please go and sit in the court." So, and there's only the judge, and the judge to draw the jury has got a box with all the numbers, just like Lotto. And she's rolling them around, pulls them out, and says, "Number 77, 77. Who is 77?" It's crazy. And someone goes, "Oh, damn, it's me." Yeah, and then they all sort of walk in. "Hey, Demoose, good to see you, mate." And yes, things are traveling your direction, my friend. And yeah, long story short, they pull out the first. They pull out 8 or 9 of the 12, and then they stop. Good on you, Shawnee. Wasn't sure, but she is right here. And they pull out, they pull your number out, right? So the first 9 go in there. Then they go to the defense, the prosecutor, and any jurors here. You don't want on the jury, like, for looks. That's all they could do, is look at you and go. So there was a young guy there with dreadlocks and looking like a hippie. The defense says, "You stand." "Yep, Your Honor." And he goes, "Yes, Your Honor, that is number whatever, 172. I do not want 172. And they say, "Okay." And the judge says, "172, please stand," and go back out and sit back outside. It's really weird and surreal until they get the next 8 in there. So there's 16 people there. And then they kicked out another couple. One was an older lady and one was a younger lady. They kicked them out. And then they were very happy with the people that were, "Hey, Janet Potter, good to see you and good evening." And yeah, they kicked the jurors. So the final 16 jurors were sworn in, and you could swear in a couple of ways, but yeah, that's another story. But were sworn in, and 1 to 12, right? There was the first 12, and then the last 4. Well, the last 4, my number come up, so I was the last 4. So I was told I am a reserve for the jury. So the 12 jurors were in their seat, and the extra 4 were told to move to the seats to the side. So we're sitting in the seats to the side as subs. So it was very interesting just watching it all play out. You know, the chief magistrate with their wigs and their the old school English sort of court setups, and things go for about an hour. Then someone will say, "I require a recess." That's probably because they wanted to go to the bathroom or something, and the whole place stops. And they say, "Take 20 minutes or take 15 minutes or take half an hour, take an hour, take 2 hours." One was for 2 hours. And you will come back. And as a jury, you don't go into the main area with the normal people are hanging out, because that's where the friends and family, that's where the normal community is. You get sort of ushered into another area. So you hang out with your friends on the jury. Then if you want to go outside to fresh air or have a smoke or go out to get a coffee or go for a walk to clear your head with all the garbage that you hear. Yeah, good on you, Gary. Thanks for popping in, mate. And good on you for working Sunday night shift. Hope it's all worked out good for you. And you have a great week as well. And I did watch you and the old boy. I was lurking The Policeman and the Farmer. I was in the background, mate. I had it running. But yeah, so the court case went for a number of days. None of the juries, none of the 12 of the jurors pulled out, so they all stayed. So basically, we just got to sit there and observe the court cases, the comings and goings of how it all works, and the person who was getting tried, well, it was a female, and she was trying not to have a stain on her name for the rest of her life, obviously, for the things that was going on, shenanigans. And anyway, long story cut short, at the end of, like, it was the fourth day where they said, just everybody, her barrister stood up and said, "Can I approach the bench?" Approached the bench. Then the judge told us all to leave the court, sit in our spots. So we all get out and go to our side room, and everyone else had to leave the court. And then our manager in charge of jurors come in and said, "You can all go home. Call this number at 5:00 tonight, and you'll get a recorded message to tell you what to do next." And at 5:00, we come home. That was about 11. Come home on that day. Had a day to myself. Done a few things. Catching up on a few little projects, and then rang the number, and it said, "You are no longer required. If you are required for the next court case, you will receive it in paper." Like, say, you got to check your letterbox every day, basically. And yeah, haven't heard nothing since. And that person took a plea after 3 days of. She could have took the plea at the start. She went through all this anguish and pain for the families involved, and to hear all these problems. Oh man, isn't it good to have a half normal life? You know, your life mightn't be perfect, but geez, to hear all these problems that people do to themselves, put themselves in these situations, and to. But if you sort of Googled cleaner, but not. No, I will not say anymore. It was a weird, and I'm glad I've got nothing to do. Gandalf, pepper seeds right on. Put my pepper seeds in starting position stations today. Well, that's good. Good to hear. Shawnee, you're still growing everything inside, obviously. It's my whole. I was up the back. We've got blackberries and the thorns that grow blackberries bushes. Charlie, remember I told the story about Charlie escaped, and I had to climb underneath these blackberries to find him and get him back safely, chasing the wallabies into another person's property. Well, all those blackberries on our side of the fence, where they've even sprouted up from our side of the fence, we've cut them all back yesterday. They're obviously going to keep growing. Now, they're from the neighbour's property. What do? I can't poison them, surely, but they don't use them. They don't use that block of dirt. No one's been in that area for a very long time. But anyway, we've cut them all back on our side. And then, it's funny how things work. I was thinking I need to get this big bag because our property's on a bit of a hill, and right up the top of the hill was where we're doing all this work, and to bring all this rubbish down to the green waste, or put stuff into our compost. Just not going to chop and drop, especially the thorny stuff. I'm bringing that down, and then I thought I'll get a tarp. There goes a white van. I'll get a tarp and put it all on top of a tarp and drag it down the hill. And I come down and the neighbour said to me, I got some. They're moving out. One of my neighbours, and he said, "I've got some stuff here. I don't want to take it because they got to drive their car into the boat and take all their belongings with them, and they're selling. They're doing the smartest thing ever you could do if you live on an island. It costs you a fortune to get your furniture transported off an island because they've got to go in a truck, on a boat, and then usually on a train." And then back on a truck, and then back to you wherever you're living. It's not like a removalist picks it up, goes on the boat, goes across, drives up to wherever they're going. Anyway, if you move into an island, definitely sell everything and buy fresh when you get there because he's doing the same. He's just getting rid of all of your stuff. And he gave us this big folding bag for putting all your green waste in. And just what I wanted at the same time. Like it was meant to happen. So anyway, we're talking gardening now. So let's get back into the gardening conversation. 3 of the peppers planted are about 2 inches high. Should I remove them from the seed starting tray and transplant them into bigger pots? I would say yes, for sure. But Shawnee Grace, how do kids adjust to daylight savings time? Is that a question? I thought that might have been a joke. How do your kids adjust to daylight savings time? They watch the sun come up and the sun go down. I don't think they'd probably worry about the exact time. Yeah, I started more microgreens today. Sunflowers, cilantro, some beans, starts of lettuce, uppotted celery, sorry. Trying potato slips. Well, there you go. We left the gates. We left Charlie locked in the house today in the gates. We got 5 of the wallabies. I was going to swear. 5 of the little mongrels in our backyard now, and they won't leave. And a funny thing yesterday, they were actually underneath the outdoor studio, the room outside. There's this little gap like this, like for airflow under there. And the daughter's moved out of a room and moved into there, and it was funny how she said, "We got big mice in this place," and I go, yeah, they're probably rats here. Who knows? There's probably mice. You'll see them, and well, your kids are well behaved there, Shawnee, and what? Of course they would be. I'm setting up a cold frame outside and planting kale, chard, cabbage. What the heck is that one? Karobi. John Karobi. He's a good musician. He's a singer. Karobi. Broccoli. I love my broccoli and Brussels. I don't know about Brussels sprouts, but broccoli. Yep. 5 wallabies. The mother and child, and basically maybe hanging out together as friends before they was getting into the pouch again and doing that stuff. Now they're not doing that anymore. They're he's a big boy and he's out doing his thing, or a big girl, one of the things. I would be repotting them for sure. Yep, you get that last little bite of cold weather. The Diary of a Wombat is one of my kids' favourite books. Well, Shawnee. One of my favourite books. Hang on. I'm just about to do something stupid here. Bear with me. Well, I keep pressing that wrong button. One of my favourite books is Bluey Went to the Market. Now, can you name all those people there? Shawnee. You got Bluey. And who else you got? Come on. Test me out. What a lovely place. Look at that palm tree. They live in Queensland. The vegetation. Yeah, well, what's mum and dad's name? Come on. Bingo. Well, there's Bingo. Bingo and Bluey. And obviously mum and dad. Well, they got names. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was up the back too, cleaning out, chopping up with the chainsaw, still doing some of that stuff. And the soil up there is so rich and brown. It's not like down the bottom here. Completely different. I thought you'd love that one. We had to move that poster from somewhere, so I just brought it down here. Thanks, Demoose. A shame about the crappy old day. Look at the wind blowing those plants around. And I'm looking down at the beach. It's high tide. And yeah, I'm about to in the next I don't know, during the week. I had bad gout. I was going to do a lot of stuff today, walking around. Chili healer and bandit healer. Good old ChatGPT or Google. Yeah, chili and bandit. Yeah, I was going to do some filming today and some walking, but I got a very bad attack of gout overnight, and my whole half of my foot is. I'm just starting to get feeling back, as in the pain has gone, and now it's just a bit of joint discomfort. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of exercise lately, so yeah, I hate gout. Gout is the worst in the world. But yeah, old Beach Feet, the channel Beach Feet, that's getting a bit of a rebirth. I got asked by a prominent. I got asked by a prominent person in the town. If you really want to know who it is the mayor of our town here. Said, "You're doing a great job promoting our area. You should be down the beach more, talking about the surf life saving, because all that's coming to an end, come leading into, and people don't appreciate the beaches here. Like a lot of people remember Burnie as the paper production area where it was the paper mills. Yes, definitely. Well, good for you, Shawnee. Definitely keep on top of it at a younger age than letting yourself go far too long, where I have. But I'm slowly changing things. I'm just changing things very slowly. And anyway, the local mayor said to me she loved the video of the Christmas parade, and she's discovered my channel, and she's putting in little comments here and there. And it's been, she said, you should do a channel of our beaches. And I said, yeah, I've got a lot of beach videos, and they're not they're not really been too hugely successful. And we had this like little conversation down at the beach over the weekend, and basically, and she's an out there person that people either love her or hate her. It's for whatever reason, but she's a wonderful promoter of our beautiful city, and she was just saying, Brian, do a channel just of the beach. Start getting the surf life club involved, and the restaurants here, and the water park, and you've got the Saturday runners, and you've got. She was just naming all these things that happen down at the beach, and I went, yeah, it sounds good. And then I've just been thinking about it on the weekend, and I thought, you know what, if I reboot the old beach feed, because that's got a start. It's got 160 odd subscribers, and thanks, Gandalf. See you, mate. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, the old beach feed, and focus more of, instead of just walking along the beach all the time. I'll still be walking along the beach, but I might be doing some extra creative videoing, like of maybe sea life, the penguins, the adding surfing. When people are down there surfing, get down there. The people out there with their kayaks, get down there and film it. Just getting the mayor's starting to like me, Shawnee. Quite unusual. We had a great conversation. I was at the tennis the other week with my other channel, which is a Tasmanian sports fan, and I've got visions of doing the football and the soccer and the local sports and a few other things there, just for an interest. As I haven't got enough to do, as in YouTube wise, but I like to keep busy, as most people would realise. So, in saying all this, it's been interesting outlook and the mayor's saying she gets a lot more community feedback via YouTube, via Facebook, or Fakebook as I called it. We are all related. I am pretty sure we're all related. Anyway, we'll get and we'll Serena. And anyway, long story short, that if I do a good job, she'll be love to promote it and support it and stuff like that. So it's just interesting. I told her that what I was doing. I said, look, I'm like a retired radio guy. I wanted to get a radio job here in town and couldn't get one. So I'm putting, I do a little bit of radio. I'm doing a couple of shows a month now, doing some work with a couple of stations. It's just, I'm just dabbling my toes. I got invited to a gig next Saturday night. It's about an hour's drive away. It's at Shearwater. The band My Sex is playing, one of my favourite bands. There's a friend of mine in that band. And now the thing is with me is that, am I motivated enough to do that drive? It's only an hour. But to do that drive at like nighttime there and late night coming home, and I'll be dodging the wallabies coming home, I'll tell you. But I don't know. I used to be pumped and excited and to see him. Like, I might go and see my mate. He's in the band. Am I going to stay there for the show? I should. Maybe I should. And I do love driving, yes, but not at night. Around, you don't see many night. I've got one drive around night videos here on this channel. Yes, one. Yeah, MySex, great band. Like Australian Radio Indie, my music channel. If you go there, there's a lot of their live performances that I filmed maybe 3 or 4 years ago, probably 5 years ago, if I think about it now. No, COVID was in swing, so it would have been before, after 2000. Yeah, so a lot of people are watching those videos now. So people thinking of going to those gigs are actually searching for some of their live content, thinking, because they're a band that's been around since the early 80s. Yeah, the early 80s, and they're still perform. And look, just the main stayer, there's one player from the very first band when they kicked off in the 80s. There's one still playing. There's a few still alive and playing and doing music, but for whatever reasons, 2 of them are in New Zealand, and they used to come out and play with them. And that's a funny story because they got a new manager, and the manager didn't want to fly him in and fly him out from New Zealand because of costs, just taking money away from the band. And Mr. 25% was going to get less money and all that sort of stuff. Yes. Hey, Shawnee. These are the new Ray-Bans. Yes. I could get some good, like, I got a couple of pairs. I got another pair there that's gold. I haven't worn it. I should be wearing them, actually. These are actually transitionals, so they'll go like sunglasses if the light was in, if the UV light kicks them off. So if I look out the window, not happening. It's not happening. Yes, new glasses and transitionals. And the reason I got transitionals is that I can claim them back on tax, which is, well, thank you, Shawnee. They're not as fantastic as what I wanted them to be. Like this sort of distance. They're trifocals, but anyway. Capo bro. G'day, mate. Good to see you. How's it going? It is going good. I like the transitionals, actually. They're good. I like them more than I thought I would. Yeah, it's the UV, and it's UV light too. It's not just like not like lights from inside the screen or whatever. I couldn't put like a ring light here and make them go blue. Oh, Shawnee doesn't like transitionals, but when you live in an area that's hot and sunny, transitionals especially when you're outside. They're fantastic. But I've got two pairs of Ray-Bans, these ones, and I've got another two pair of Chinese cheapos from a place called well, these are from APSM, but the other I don't know. There's another local optometrist. I got some cheap ones. That's probably good, Shawnee. Yeah. Well, the reason I had to get new glasses is that I fell asleep wearing them one night, my old glasses, and the frame was just the top frame, very similar to these ones. The frame is all up the top. And the glass just sits there. Well, the downside to that is that, yeah, once you break it off at the top, it's very hard to fix it. Yeah, there you go. Me, that's a blur. I can't even read the chat. Oh man. Yeah, I've got that on my license as well at the moment. I didn't have it on my last license, but I do now. I think I got it on me. Yes. Trouble was, Shawnee, I was watching TV in bed. What a stupid thing to do. So now I just listen to podcasts when I'm going to bed. But yeah, keep an eye out for Beach Fit. I'm definitely uh, just because she talked about it. They do an early morning swim group. Like she wanted me to talk about that. It's basically she was saying I do a great job in promoting the local area with my YouTube, and she thought just do more of. Hello, hello, hello. What have we here? Quick, change cameras. Geez, I hate when people do this. Let me have a look. I'll get some video evidence. All right, there's a car with a trailer just drove up a dead end street, and there is no way in the world you can turn that trailer around at the end of the street. It's just narrow, and it's a dead end. So he's either got to unhook the trailer or reverse the trailer out down past two of my cars. So let's see what he does. You never know, he might surprise us all. I had a truck come up this street one day, a huge, I don't know, like a 20 pallet truck. It wasn't a semi trailer, but it was a fixed, 8-wheeler, and he couldn't reverse. I said, "What are you?" And I said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I don't know. I'm lost." He said, "What are you doing?" Like I was lucky I was sitting here and I was watching, and I walked outside, and he went, "Yeah, walk outside." Yes, the old driver's glasses. Yeah, the work. Yes, the mayor. I've met the mayor when we used to do the cruise ships. Like she gets on the cruise ship. my neighbour is moving out, but he's not going out with a trailer. He could be selling stuff to this person, and they could be loading it up because they haven't come back. He gave me a bunch of stuff yesterday, actually, which was pretty cool. He'd been a nice neighbour. Before him, we had a short 3-month spell with a really, when you get a neighbour that you really don't get on with for whatever reason. We had one of those. And before that, we had a doctor and a lovely people. Had to go to Walmart to get a pack of batteries for it. Here we go. Look who's here. It's my favourite retiree, Mr. Quinton Nelson. Good on you, Quint. Good to see you. And he's a member of the channel with that lovely little green. It's always good to have your hearing, right? Yeah, I was in court, Quint. I got called up to be on jury service, and it was an interesting case. It's all done and dusted now, and yeah, it's all good. But that was 4 days of 4 days of listening to people's problems, really, and excuses. I can't believe people do something wrong, criminally wrong, and expect to get out of it by talking about their poor upbringing, their struggles in life. It's just amazing. Anyway, so they're not coming back, so we'll change. Change that to. I'll just open the window a bit. Yeah, I had to actually physically get in the truck when a truck drove up here and reverse it out because he couldn't do it. And I said, "How long have you been driving the truck for?" And he said, "Today's my first day." I went, "Oh man," he was going to sideswipe my car. He just didn't know what he was doing. Unbelievable. Oh wow. Yeah, I was on a queue of 42. I mean, I was called in where there was 42 of us in there, and they obviously picked 16 people out of the 42. But they told us the 42 now that are there are on a 3-monthly cycle. There's 2 more big court cases coming up, and just they don't ring you or they'll send another letter in the post. But apparently, once our 3-monthly cycle's up, technically, we should not be called back because we've done our service. There was a girl there, right? She got selected too. It was funny because she came in and there's like 42 people sitting in this room. Oh, here we go. Okay, you got put in groups today, yeah? Well, ours went for 4 days. 4 excruciating, depending on what the case is. I was sort of looking forward to an interesting something you could write a book on in future. I don't know. I had all these weird and wonderful thoughts. It'd be good to see how it all works. it's interesting to know how Joe Smuck like me can just be down there to say yay or nay to somebody's guilt, and if you think they're innocent, and you're the one holding out, how it all works, like it's all weird. But yeah, we got put in a group of 42, and they took 16 into the court. They kicked out 3 and took another 3 in after that. And I was one of the 3 that went in after that. So the last 4 people in were called reserves. And Butler T9's, that's an interesting. I haven't seen you before. Welcome. But anyway, it was a long 4 days, and I heard a lot of people down on their luck stories, and why this incident took place. And it was, if the roles were reversed, let me just say this. If the person who done the offence was a male and not a female, to the person who the offence happened to, if those roles were reversed, I'm sure it would have been a harsher sentence. And I'm pretty sure the lady did get a yeah, I don't know. You're not supposed to talk too much about it, but I'm not saying no names, but it was a very, I don't know, interesting for sure. Would I ever write a book about what went on? I felt strange about the whole scenario. It wasn't like a violent act. It wasn't like it was gruesome, but it was it was just improper. Let me just leave it there. Yep. Improper. Hey, how's your YouTube channel going, Shawnee? I worked out the other week. I was a bit worried about that myself, to be honest. The stuff that really gets you is when the lawyers get technical, when they pull out a fact from 1968 or something, and they rave on about a case and its number, and they compare this with that, and then they try to say this is very similar to the outcome of this, and blah, 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 blah. That's what I didn't like. But when it was this person did this to this person, yada, 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 this went on for a number of years, yada, yada, yada. Should not have happened in the first place. And the person it affected wasn't charging anybody. The person who it affected was very happy with what went on. It was the mother of the person who was affected brought the charges. You might be getting an idea of what was going on now. But I'll leave it there, right? I'll just leave it there. And it was an interesting fact. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad my 3 months is sort of another month or so, and I'll be out of it. Would I go back again and do it? I would probably say yes. They pay you. You got to fill out a form, and your employer has to sign it to say this is how many hours he would have worked on this day. This is what his pay rate would have been, and this is what he's missed out on. And the government here in Tasmania, they pay you what you would have been paid if you didn't go there. But there was this young girl who sat next to me. Like, she came in, sat down. There's 42 of us hanging out, and she says, "Hi, my name's this." I go, "Oh, g'day. Like, are you looking forward to this?" And I said, "Oh, sorta." And then she said, "I'm a law student. I'm I want to be picked. She said, I hope they pick me. I hope they pick me. And she's sitting there with her fingers crossed. And they're calling out, you could hear the judge doing the balls and the numbers, pulling them out and calling the numbers. And if your number come up, in you went. And she's saying, come on, 177. Honestly, it was funny. People either side were looking at her. She's smiling. She says, I just want to be there. She was so pumped. And yeah, she went in. She was the number 12, and she was relatively young. And they kicked out the younger people earlier in the piece, and she managed to stay. Hey, buddy. Got my little friend down here visiting. Asleep on the carpet. Yeah, so it was. Well, you get the full amount here, Demus. You get whatever you would have got paid. If you're on $100 an hour and you got picked to sit on that jury, and you were there for 10 hours, you were getting your $100 an hour plus overtime and plus this and plus that. But you know, I was on 30. I think I'm on 33.90 or 32.80. I don't know. I'm around there somewhere. And yeah, I fill out this email. I email it to the boss, and the boss lady fills it out and emails it back to them. And yeah, the money just turned up in the bank. So cannot complain financially. I would rather sit there and do that than go to work. I reckon it was easier. Yeah, thanks for popping in, and good to see you. Yeah, this is like a pop-up live. It is a public holiday here in Tasmania, in the north of the island. The north gets the 8-hour day public holiday. The south, like down the other half of the island, they get another day later in the year. But for whatever reason, our politicians chose to have the 8-hour day for the northerners. It is. It's very tribal here on the island, the northerners and the southerners. Right, the people down south is where the island was first settled. It was where all the convicts come in, the prison guards, all the people in charge, all settled down near Hobart. That's where they built the big prisons. That's where everyone that was come into Tasmania went. And once your time was served, or you was deemed to be a good and moral prisoner and worthy of going out and doing some work on the land or farming or whatever, you were let out of jail and given land in the north where we are. So, like, the good people come to the north and the criminals stayed in the south. And a lot of that is still today. The northerners and the southerners have still got that vibe, like the southerners are the criminals. Yeah, a bunch of mugs. Let's say I am in Iowa. I am not really going to rely on court duty for a part-time job. I don't know if you can get it. I don't think you can't put your hand up and say, please put me on a jury. Thanks to Moose. And thank you again. Yes. Good night. Get some sleep, and I'll see you in someone's live on Tuesday. I'll be going out to work tomorrow. Unfortunately, we've got rain coming, as you can see by the clouds outside. That was there is rain approaching, and I'm up at Boat Harbour tomorrow, which is a lovely location. Shame about the shame about the weather being the way it is. Everywhere I've done a drive video. I've done a few drive videos, and Shawnee with the drive videos, like they're not as popular as the other channels. Like the CPMs on Radio Jonesy, unbelievably high. I got to get more content out on that channel compared to the driving channel. The CPMs range at around $10 difference. So it's never going to get, like, YouTube's never going to make me rich. Let me just say it's a good hobby to poke along. And I don't know if you've noticed, I put a lot of shorts out this month. I'm doing a bit of a trial run on shorts, trying to see what a month of shorts will do. Already I've got a bump in subscribers on the channels I'm doing the shorts on. So definitely shorts give you subscribers. Yeah, I'm getting like $38 CPMs. Could be even higher. On tour with Radio Jonesy for whatever reason that's deemed to be more of a holiday, a touristy sort of channel, and the ads are going that way. Whereas even though all the paperwork is ticked and boxed exactly the same on Tasmania Island Life, but it's not getting the same CPM. So it's got to be the video. Okay, Quint, good night, my friend, and thank you for popping in. It's always good to see you, and I'll catch you on another live somewhere else tomorrow. That'll be great. Thanks, mate. Always appreciate your patronage, and thank you. I wanted to ask what's the deal with the shorts again. Yes, I'm just doing. Well, my thoughts are, can I make another $30 per channel doing shorts? And the answer to that is probably maybe not. We'll give it another week or so to see how the shorts are progressing. But yeah, I have shorts going this month. I've been watching them, Shawnee. Whether if I'm in the car and driving, I go through like my subscribers, and when I flick through all the shorts, I don't flick. I let them run until it repeats. Sometimes they run 2 or 3 times, and then I'll flick it to the next one if I know the person that stays there, and if I don't, it's just a little game I have with my YouTube sort of thing. Yeah, definitely. My on tour with Radio Jonesy is making more money than Radio Jonesy and Tasmania Island Life. Tasmania Island Life is more touristy. Even though I clicked the button for travel and destination, I changed the setting on my talk one, and it's done probably worse than setting. So I'm giving that a month, and then I'm going to change it back and maybe change the subjects back to like a travel chat or a travel. But the back end of YouTube, like the way YouTube works, it's just fascinating. Like be organic is my favorite saying. Just be organic, let it grow, let it do its own thing, and if you do something right, then stick to that subject matter or that lane or that niche or whatever you want to call it, and continue writing with that, Tony, until you until it closes. But yeah, but it is barking at. Yeah, YouTube's a wonderful place, really. A wonderful place to meet people, to do what you need to do, to get your message out there, to if you're lucky enough to make a couple of dollars on the side, like good luck to you. It is what we're doing. Yeah, but what can I say? I can just say, continue on with your journeys. The gardening. Hey, how do you like? I know you got to follow your passion in the gardening thing. How do you think you can improve more on what you're doing, Shawnee? What's your next level out of where your content is right now, or do you just keep building the subject, building the channel, building your formula? Oh, look look out! Got someone visiting. Yeah, but dinner time for Charlie. Apparently, there he goes. Oh no! Here we go. Crap! I'm missing it. Well, the car's reversing back. He's done a good job. He's passed me first car. Okay, he's passed me mirrors. Both cars past the mirrors. So he's done one. I I just he's reversing that trailer all the way down the street, which there's another 5 cars down the road. He's got to and then there's a little turn to the left. Grow your own food or leave, Shawnee. That went well for you. 255. Yeah, and the 10% thing too. You keep working on the 10% of your subscribers. So that's done and dusted. I can go back to this one. You keep working on the 10%. The 10% is my motto. Really, just keep working on that. Do what you need to do. If you've got 1,000 subscribers, aim for 100 views, and if you get your 100 views, you're doing good. So when you get 2,000 subscribers, aim for your 2,200 views, and just keep going down that road. Radio Jonesy on Tour has 4,000 and God knows how many subscribers. Am I getting 400 views? No, but it's that's where I'm trying to build that around that sort of system. And the Tasmania Island Life is definitely sticking to that formula. It's getting them views per ratio, and Radio Jonesy as well is sort of around that 100 odd, over and above most times. Yeah, so if you keep working on these little formulas and tricks, But I do feel like when the weather's right for you, Shawnee, to get out and about and some outdoor shots and utilize maybe utilize a lot of outdoor shots and voiceovers or something like in that vein. Have a subject matter in tow and then film everything you need to film, then do the voiceover and finish off. Start with the studio and end with the studio. Maybe that could be a formula. I was thinking about that for you the other day and thinking that might be a good little system. But hey, it's the old land of YouTube, and I've just got my other computer here running and seeing what's happening. Hey, we might wind this up here. I've got an hour and a half in the bank. It's always fun, unless hang on, unless you. What do we do here? This. Okay, unless you want to come up and have a bit of a chat after hours or something, Shawnee, I could tell you a bit more about the shenanigans of what goes on, but apart from that, we might call this live done and dusted. I thank you, all the people that are sitting in the background and watching and listening. So I know there's a few of you in there, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining the live. The moral of the moral or the thing about this live or this conversation is that if you do get pulled up for jury duty, mate, go there with all your eyes open. Go there excited. Go there happily, because once it does happen, and once g'day Ace, thank you, and once it does come off, like, you realize how good life is where you are. I'm sure, because there is a lot of people out there doing some crazy stuff in the world and are for one reason or another doing their thing. So until we meet again, this is Radio Jonesy, and we'll end this live with two songs. I'm going to do one. The one I wrote, called "Heartbreak in a Small Town," and of course we can't do this without. Where's all my songs gone? Ah, man. Why is it this difficult? We go to music. Well, all my YouTube stuff is not where it's supposed to be. Okay, well, in that case, okay, so I found this one. In that case, I'll see you all on the next live. Just Just a bit of jazz to get us out.
Rolling down the coast where the wild winds blow, mountains in the mirror, rivers down below. From Hobart town to Devonport skies, every road's a ribbon where the beauty lies. It's Tasmania. Island dreams come alive. Turn the key, feel the freedom drive. From the west coast waves to the east so bright, we're living that Tasmania island life. Coffee in a small town, locals say hey. Stories in the sunlight, driftwood in the bay. Valley green and cradle snow white. Every stop's a postcard, every mile feels right. It's Tasmania, where the journey's a prize. Every road's got a spark in its eye. From the wild to the calm, from day to night, we're living that Tasmania island life. Fog rolls in on a mountain bend, sun breaks through, here we go again. Cameras are rolling, the world's in frame. Island heart, Tasmanian name. Yeah, Tasmania, where the soul takes flight, chasing views in the golden light. From Bruni shores to the edge of the Bight, we're living that Tasmania island life. So come along for the ride, feel the wind so free. Every mile's a story by the southern sea. Hit that road, it's a state of mind. Tasmania island life, one of a kind.
No, I'm on my board and hit my glass. Here's Stephen while you're going in.
Still that glass, Stephen.
all the way up to don't fall half.
Don't
Anyway.
Brittany said, sure, blame the dog.
No, oh, okay. That's okay. We're good. We're good.
We gotta be quiet.
Anyway.
And when he said blame Steve for the pewter.
Yeah, well, it's all his fault.
This Jonesy.
No, I don't know how to do that. We don't drink anymore. That's sipping cream. What? Sounds good. Yeah, I gotta get the pecan.
Butter pecan.
Yeah, the
that's
Oh, man
oh.
said, this live is disrupting my Bible meeting.
Whatever, Mike.
Losing again for the very last time. Walking away, 'cause I won't cross that line. Finding old friends who say they're doing fine. I would like to believe them, but I know they're unkind. I borrowed a light, I think it was dark, I don't know. Feeling alright, I'd rather be fine. Where did you go when I needed you? Tell me it's okay. Passing my time on a bottle of wine with feelings I can't change. Oh yeah. I still get sad when a stranger dies. Still get mad when you're telling those lies. I still get hurt when you turn on the news and cry at me when I sing the old blues. I borrowed a light, I think it was dark, I don't know. Feeling alright, I'd rather be fine. Where did you go when I needed you? Tell me it's okay. Passing my time on a bottle of wine with feelings I can't change. Oh I borrowed a light, I think it was dark, I don't know. I'm feeling alright, I'd rather be fine. Where did you go when I needed you? Tell me it's okay. Passing my time on a bottle of wine with feelings I can't change. Where did you go when I needed you? Tell me it's okay. Passing my time on a bottle of wine with feelings I can't change. Oh yeah, I can't change. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Passing My Time, great song, great sound, and yeah, written by Dennis Val, but we changed the song from a rock song to a country pop song. All right, thanks everyone. This has been Radio Jonesy. Until we meet again on the next live, ciao.